Hiya folks, Simon here, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII, continuing on with the live streams of course. Hopefully those of you that want to watch this stream will be able to make it today. I know that on the last live stream YouTube pretty much screwed it all up and didn't actually notify many people. A lot of people were complaining in the archive that they missed it. I'm not sure what they're playing at sometimes, YouTube, when it comes to notifications. But yeah, it does tend to annoy people, including myself, especially when I want to watch live streams for other folks and you don't get notified of those streams. It's like, YouTube, I've subscribed to the channel for a reason, but that's neither here nor there. It's good to see you folks in chat. Hopefully you can hear me okay. What have we got going down here? I can see we've got Solaris and Pre, Firewall, Red Mario, Nico Girl, Zoidberg, Lomax, Yum Yum, Saviour and Cloud and Anthony. Welcome folks, good to see you here. Just bear with me one moment while we get set up and then we're going to crack on. We've got the first encounter with Ultimate Weapon to take care of first of all. So we'll need to make sure we have the steel materia equipped. And then we'll go ahead and make our way through a little bit of story. It's going to take a bit of time to get through that, unfortunately. I know that many of you guys have been through this part of the game before, so it won't be anything new. But we kind of have to do that, so that's just the way of it. And I'm just checking that everything is working correctly. I believe that it is. So without any further ado, guys, let's crack on with today's stream. So here we go. More Final Fantasy VII, Disc 2. And we will probably be doing a little bit of optional side quest content later. It all depends how long it takes us to get through the next section of story here. So we're going to make our way over to Medeal. Hi, Dark Swordsman. Yeah, it's going good, thanks, mate. How are you? Yeah, and good to have you back on the streams, Xavier. I know that you missed the last stream due to the lack of notifications, I believe, which was kind of unfortunate. And Red Mario says, make sure everybody has steel on and put Sprint Shoes accessory on and get the elixir in the house by the two men. Okay, yeah, so that's all in Medeal, isn't it? I think we got all the elixirs, haven't we? Could be mistaken. Anyway, yeah, we'll try and grab everything. So, where are we going? Here we are. I mean, gold is coming along for the ride, but we're not really using her a whole lot at the moment. Let's just go in the sea. We'll take the scenic route. We've got the chocobo, may as well use it. Don't forget the elixir in the house by the two talking men. Put a Sprint Shoes accessory on. Yes, it is one of those slightly annoying story moments, isn't it, Lomax? I guess what you could call an interactive cutscene, because it's pretty much just dialogue after dialogue, but you do just have to sort of move around a bit and interact with various characters, so you can't just put your feet up and the controller down, can you? Right, okay, so we're currently using Sid Barrett and Red 13. It's been a day or so, actually, since I loaded the game, but just need to remind myself what we've got here in terms of limit breaks. I think once we've gone through the Midgar, sorry, not the Midgar, the Medeal stuff, I'm going to get Red 13 out of the party. We put him in temporarily, but we're not going to need him much going forward. Because I actually want to focus on getting the limit breaks for the other party members. Oh, that's good to hear, Dark Swordsman. How's the Final Fantasy VIII series going? Are you focusing just more on uploads now, aren't you, rather than streaming? Right, let's just make sure that everybody's got steel equipped. We could probably do this in a little while. Excuse me. But one thing to note, you're not going to want to do a whole lot of damage to the boss once we face off against it. So I think we're all set up here. I am going to have Knights of the Round equipped because I do want to level it up. But for the purposes of the boss, we're not going to be using it. Okay, yep, we've all got steel equipped. And one thing you can do, I think, is if you set the ATB to wait, it might give you more time before the boss flies away, so that you'll have extra chance at stealing. But I don't think it makes a huge difference, to tell you the truth. So we can use Sprint Shoes. Let's just go ahead and do that. By the way, one other thing we can do to set up here. Yeah, we will use Yuffie Yum Yum. Let's go ahead and do that then, shall we? We can do that now, it doesn't really make any difference. Hi J-Man, welcome to the stream. And Scott as well, and Steve. Yeah, welcome folks, sorry if you've joined. James. And I haven't said hello to you. It's still good to have you here. Trying to keep up with chat as well as setting up materia. It's something I haven't yet mastered. It's a multitask that I'm still trying to get used to here. Right, let's just sort out Yuffie's materia very quickly. In fact, I'll just make sure she's got the weapons that I want to use. Dragon armlets. I think the... I thought the... oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. What accessory did Red 13 have? I think he had Tetra Elemental. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep it with the Twin Viper for now. And we'll keep it with all of that good stuff. Let's just go ahead and exchange her materia. Just like this. Okay, right, one thing you can do is, and I'm probably going to do this actually, we'll just arrange the materia here, is set up in an elemental slot. In an armor slot, elemental, and then a non-elemental materia. You can do this on all 3 party members, in fact. Let's just go ahead for a moment and remove Morph and Sense. They're not going to be required for the time being. And what we're going to do is, I don't know if it only works with level 2 or above elementals. It might work with level 1, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to use level 2 only. Or level 3, which is fine. And what you want to do is equip a non-elemental materia. Okay, so any materia that doesn't have an element associated with it, like Titan wouldn't be one, but Odin would be, just as an example. And you can actually do this with any materia except blue materia. So even purple materia are a good one to do here. So for example, let's go ahead and select HP+. Now you might be thinking, well, why the heck would I pair the elemental materia with HP+? Well, that's because HP+, and in fact every materia in the game that isn't associated with a standard element, is automatically associated with what's known as the hidden element. Now the hidden element isn't relevant for pretty much any of the game apart from one enemy and one attack. And that's the enemy we're going to face off against, which is Ultimate Weapon, and his attack, which I think is called Ultimate Beam or something like that, which does 2,000 damage to all party members, roughly. And here's the thing, it's the only attack in the game that uses the hidden element. So if we can guard against that, it's going to do a lot less damage. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So once again, we're just going to give Yuffie here an elemental materia. Level 2. And any materia that isn't blue, so none of these supports here, but also doesn't have an element associated with it. And that means the HP pluses work great because you're also boosting your stats as well. So let's just go for Speed Plus, shall we? Right, so just trying to catch up on some of your messages here. Yes, I've actually sorted out the First Class Soldier Edition, Cloud. So I've got that pre-ordered and paid for now. Looking forward to it. Hopefully, what do you call it? Square won't screw that up and will actually deliver it on time. Final Fantasy VIII project's complete, Dark Swordsman. Awesome stuff. Well done, dude. Hi, Fina. Welcome to the stream. Right, the hidden element, Steve says. It's like trying to clean the kettle. Yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? The only thing else that I would like to do is just make sure that Sid has the long-range materia, which I think is somewhat relevant here. We don't need manipulate. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure the long-range materia is kind of useful. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, Lomax. It used to be a lot more useful, as far as I'm aware, in the original version of Final Fantasy VII in Japan. But it got fixed, so now its usage is extremely limited in the game. But it is useful for this one particular encounter. Oh, really, Solaris? Is that the one where you get like 25,000 points? We'll have to test that out because I need to get it for Sid's weapon, don't I? Once the Gold Sorcery opens. So we can give that a go. I hope it hasn't been fixed because that was a nice little thing that we could do. Actually, I just need to heal up before we go any further. Elixir is probably a little bit overkill. Let's just save again. So, yeah, we are going to be stealing from Ultimate Weapon. But because he can escape from the battle, it's not a guaranteed steal. So, I want to take every opportunity to save should anything go wrong and we need to reload. And I believe this is the house. Okay, so there's the elixir that Red Mario was talking about. Yes, he does Dark Swordsman. It's Shadow Flare, isn't it? Uh-oh. That doesn't happen often when you grab an item, does it? Right, so we'll make our way back over to the infirmary here. Morning, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Oh, hey, Mark. Greetings, Nicole. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to learn that Shadow Flare attack. I'm not going to be as an enemy skill off Ultimate Weapon. I believe we can get it a little bit more consistently later on, can't we? In fact, I don't even know if he casts Shadow Flare, does he, at this stage? I think that's later. I don't think he does it on this first battle. I'm pretty sure he uses it as a final attack before he dies. But correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to cast it during this fight. Yeah, by the way, guys, there's a patch. A few people have mentioned this. I'll just show you this briefly. I don't want to interrupt the action. There was a patch to the game. Look at that, version 1.02. This came out just this morning. And it did two things. Fixed issue where the BGM would restart after a battle whilst on the field. So it's nice that that's been fixed. But then it says it fixed various minor bugs. So, yeah, it's perhaps been suggested in chat that that might have been, for example, the umbrella trick. Where you can kind of cheat a little bit to get the points that that is needed to get the nice stuff in the speed square. So once we get the gold saucer opened up, I'm going to test that out to see if we can still get the 12.5 or 25,000 points as we're trying to get Sid's weapon. Yeah, Steve got the reference. I actually said it slightly wrong. I think I said, hey, Mark. I meant to say, hi, Mark. Oh, yeah, we don't need the long-range materia for this fight. Right, let's start stealing. That's the first thing we need to do here. Yeah. Red Mario says, don't even heal up. Well, look at that. Just steal, steal, steal. If it doesn't work, we have to reload, unfortunately. Oh, did we get it? I missed it. Oh, yeah, we got it. Nice. So we'll just stay healed now. We don't even need to do damage. In fact, we probably don't want to do damage, in all honesty. Is he off now? Yep. We're needing to stay at full health. He's got 100,000 health, and we're going to be stealing from him later using a W item glitch, which some of you guys may know about. Lomax has done a video on it. But I'm going to be making use of it as well. But it means we need to get him to traverse the various different areas in the game. Oh, please don't, Steve. I'll just burst out when I hear that reference. Just thinking about it. Yeah, I hope not, Lomax. I don't know if anybody has a save file. Maybe they can test it if they've updated the game on the PS4 version. Because I won't be able to get there for a while. Hi, Dom. Welcome to the stream. I've been doing good, thanks. How have you been doing, Dom? I'm not sure, Red Mario. I do like to make lots of videos, but I do want to be careful not to annoy folks by filling up their sub boxes. So, I've not decided yet whether the second curse ring will warrant its own video, or whether just having it in the live stream episode archived up on YouTube will be enough for that or not. Oh, I haven't actually, Steve. I haven't seen that. Yeah, poor Cloud. He's like, I'm still here, you know, guys. I do love the cutscenes in Final Fantasy VII. I know that they're 90s, but this is big budget stuff, it really is. Avery! Dude! How's it going? It's been a while, Avery. That's ace of you to stop by, dude. How's it going? I don't know if you really had a curry last night, Steve, or if it was just, you know, part of your pun. But if you did, great minds think alike, because I too had a curry last night. And if you're wondering why I was a couple of minutes late to the stream, well, we'll leave it there, shall we? Right, this is it then, guys. We've got quite a lengthy section of story here. A bit of a exposition moment. This was before you was allowed to skip cutscenes. This was proper 90s style exposition. Yeah, it was, wasn't it, Nicole? Absolutely. Oh, I've not played it, Dom. I've not played it. I've heard it was a little bit of a slow game, which is fine. But I just don't know if I would have the time to dedicate to it, so I haven't picked it up yet. Yeah, and it's just one of 2 curse rings in the game, isn't it, Red Mario? So, you probably don't want to miss it. Fuss with that Pepsi. Yeah. My wife drinks it, so I just need to help her with that, I think. A little bit more time until the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, and I can't believe, Avery, that it's just, what, 2.5 months away now. That's insane, isn't it? Are you going to be picking it up on release, are you, Avery? And that's good to hear that you're doing great. Oh, just Pepsi Max. It's like the most carcinogenic diet, sugar-free caffeine drink that you can get, I think. But it tastes good. Oh, that's the problem with curry, isn't it, Shockmaster? It's very divisive about which curry to cook and how spicy to make it. I used to love a good spicy curry, but I can't handle them anymore. Not so much that the spice itself in my mouth gets to me. I still enjoy that. It's the after effects of the next day. It's worse than a hangover for me, it really is. And I don't get them often anymore either because I avoid them. I really want to actually, Avi. A lot of people have spoken about Star Ocean. I'm assuming you're talking about First Departure R. But I just don't know when I'd get to play it. Let's just start going some of this dialogue, shall we? Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Okay, right, so this is why you can't just put your feet up during this cutscene. You still have to interact with the various characters, or the various clouds, as I should say. So we'll start by speaking to the topmost cloud, the northernmost cloud. You still got to pre-order, have you, Avery? Oh, that's cool. Did you get in a digital edition, or are you going for one of the physicals? Oh, you can equip Cloud and Tifa now, can you, Ed Mario? Oh, that's interesting. I'll probably just wait until we sort the party out back at the High Wind, to tell you the truth. I don't think we really need to do anything in terms of equipment right now. But that's interesting you can do that. Oh, yeah, Pre. I love a nice spicy curry with some Bombay potatoes on the side. And a naan bread to scoop it all up with. Oh, that's awesome, Nicole. Yeah, the only Star Ocean experience I've got is from Star Ocean The Last Hope, which I did complete back in the day. I'm doing a current playthrough of it at the moment, but I haven't got to it for a few months. And also the one before, which was Star Ocean Till the End of Time. And I really enjoyed both of those games. I actually think I enjoyed Till the End of Time more. But I've never played Star Ocean, the original, which is now First Departure for the remastered version. And I've never played Star Ocean, the second story. And I've not played the fifth one either. What's that called? Integrity and Faithlessness, or something along those lines. I heard that one, you know, just wasn't very good. So I didn't bother with it. But yes, this could be a good reason to play through the first game, couldn't it? First Departure, with the re-release. Yeah, Fina says, back in 97, didn't have the patience for this long sequence. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII had a few of these, didn't it? It had the first one with Cloud that takes place once you first make your way to Calm. It has Barrett's story, doesn't it? It has a couple with Sid. A couple with Red 13, although they're a little bit more minor in terms of their length. And then you have this huge one here. There. Do I reckon they'll do a PS4 Pro Final Fantasy VII Remake special release? Gonna wait to see. Not got a PS4, buying one for this game. I don't... A few people have said that they probably are, James, but to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure we would have heard about it by now, if they were going to. So in one sense, I'd be surprised that they're not. But I don't think they're going to be, because they just haven't announced anything, which I'm pretty sure they would have done by now, seeing as how so many people would have pre-ordered the game. They probably would have announced it a little bit, you know, more in the past than it is now. Oh, I don't care who cooks my curry, Steve, as long as they've washed their hands first. Although the more authentic, the better. Yeah, everyone's going to be having curry tonight. Except me. I don't think I could handle 2 in a row. Oh, you see, mustard, I don't know if mustard is like spicy hot. It's weird. It's a bit like horseradish sauce. The thing with mustard, it's more fumy, I think. It gets up your nose, you know, even when you eat it, it kind of reacts with your saliva, and the fumes and the gases from it kind of get up your nose and make your eyes water. But it's not a traditional spice, say, that you get with curry, for example. It's a different type of pain. Yeah, devour spam. Ah, nice job, Cloud. Yeah, I've paid for the first class edition, so I should definitely be unboxing that on the channel, showing it to you guys, as long as Square don't screw up the delivery of it. Never ordered direct from them before, so I don't know how their service works. I've also picked up a 2TB solid state drive to go in the PS4, so that should reduce loading times as we're streaming as well. Yeah, I mean, they could have at least given you the choice, couldn't they, Arbushi? They could have at least given you the option of changing the aspect ratio. I mean, I know not everybody would want it stretched out, but they don't even fill the whole screen up. And the same is true with Final Fantasy VIII, which surprised me, because that was supposed to be a true remaster. I understand it still being the square ratio, but you still have black bars at the top and bottom as well, which they could have filled up, couldn't they? Which doesn't make much sense. I don't know why they didn't do that. I've not tried one of those, Shockmaster. Tikka masalas aren't normally that spicy, are they? So that could be interesting. Yeah, that's it, Free. It gets right up your nose, mustard does, doesn't it? English mustard. I do like it for beef and stuff. Hey, Shana. Yeah, it's been a while. How's it going? How's work going? Yeah, good to see you here. Ah, surprises, Nico girl. Yeah, I haven't finished Resident Evil 2 yet, Avery. I never really played the Resident Evil games growing up, so I don't have that sense of nostalgia that a lot of people have towards them. But I was really enjoying the remake of Resident Evil 2. So I need to get back to that and complete it in time for Resident Evil 3. You're waiting to buy the PS4 until you actually get the game. Makes sense, Cloud. If that's the only game you're getting, then yeah, you could probably wait to see if a good deal pops up. I don't know if the PS4 will come down in price before then. But you might be able to wait for a good deal or something that might pop up in the meantime. A million pieces, Nico girl. Sounds like the Lego Death Star or something. A vegan bacon sarnie for tea, Steve. I don't know if I was eating that. I'd just be thinking I could be having actual bacon. I do love bacon, although I don't eat it all that much. Problem is I get extremely addicted to bacon, so I have to be careful with actually getting it at all, or I just want to eat more of the stuff. Anyway, yeah, speaking of bacon, hi bacon. Right, that's it. That's who we need to speak to. So, the other Cloud we'll speak to after this. I've not played it, Fina, so I don't really have an opinion on it. I saw some videos on The Last Guardian though, and it looked pretty awesome, but that was a while ago, so I don't remember it all that much. Oh, maybe it's a bid to get you to do Lego Nico girl. Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it, Cloud? Personally, I'd rather more people be able to play it than them shoehorning it into one system, but I guess we have to make do and work with what they give us. Yeah, I don't play Fortnite either, Pre. I know I'm an old gamer now. 36 years old. I'll be getting a pipe soon, I think. I can't keep up with all these games that the young guns play. I'm only joking, of course. I just don't get time for any of this cool stuff anymore. But I am going to be seeing the new Star Wars movie tomorrow, though, talking about Star Wars. The kids are looking forward to it, so I said I'd take them. We've got the tickets booked. Plus, they've got some new seats in the cinema now. Some really, really comfy ones. I think they're trying to compete with streaming or something. It's the only seats they do. You can sit them back and all of that good stuff. So I thought, if anything, it'd be a good opportunity to have a good excuse to get a nap in or something while the kids watch the film. Hiya, Evil Knight 8. Welcome to the stream. When do you think will be the next part of the remake will come out? I've no idea, actually. There's been a lot of guesstimations from folks about that. A few people have been saying that it's going to be the same amount of time that it's taken to get part 1 out, since that was announced in, 2015, 4 years ago. Be about 4.5 years when it actually comes out. I don't believe that at all. I think it'll be much quicker. I suspect between about 18 months and 2 years. Could be completely off the ball with that. That is just a guess. But now that they've got the engine, the models, and a lot of the hard work done, I guess most of their work is just really implementing it all of the assets they've created into a new scenario, isn't it? With some new gameplay enhancements based on what the feedback is they get from the original game. Hey, Mr. Anomalous, welcome to the stream. Yeah, will do, Yum Yum. I'm only kidding, actually, about falling asleep in the cinema. I'm sort of looking forward to the film. And don't worry, I won't be giving any spoilers about it, because I know lots of you will probably want to see that movie as well. So the next stream after today will be on Friday, after I've seen the film, which is tomorrow. I probably just won't say anything about it. $2021 is Steve's estimation, which I'd say is fair. They're probably going to want to capitalise and milk the first part to begin with, aren't they? Which is going to mean more DLC for that game, more money for that game, before they think about releasing part 2. Because I guess once they release part 2, then part 1 is done with. They can't really do more DLC and stuff for part 1 if part 2 has come out, because they're going to want to be doing DLC for part 2, and that's the game they're going to want to be pushing then. So they're probably not going to release part 2 6 months after. They're going to really want to capitalise on each of these episodes as they, go through the series. I reckon the PS5 and Xbox, Xbox Series X are going to be a little bit pricey. I think one of the problems we've got now with new console generations is that they're trying to push the boundaries. But technology, in terms of computer chips and stuff, is perhaps not as advancing as much as it used to. It is still obviously advancing, but not as much, which means that as they start to put new technologies in, it's a lot pricier to do that than it was back in the day. So yeah, maybe 500, it's a difficult one, because they need these consoles to be sold mass market. Otherwise, they're going to fail. It doesn't matter how good they are. If not enough people own the games to warrant developers actually making games for those systems, then they're not going to succeed. So, even though the hardware is supposed to be absolutely top-notch and spectacular, I can't imagine them pricing it out of the market, because people won't buy it then. So, I would say that 500 is probably going to be the absolute upper end. Even if it means Sony or Microsoft, depending on the system, are going to have to take a bit of a loss, which isn't abnormal when it comes to new console releases. But even so, 500 is a very high amount for a new console. How much was the Xbox One when that came out? Because that first came out with a load of other stuff like the Kinect and that, which was bundled with it, and you didn't get a choice about that. And I think that was pretty pricey, but I don't think it was 500. I could be wrong on that, though. Mind you, it could have been. Yeah, the interesting thing, though, is that most of the negative reviews that I've been seeing about the next Star Wars film have been coming from the critics, and the critics, I have found, have consistently been praising the Star Wars franchise, even when it's been at its poorest since Disney took over it. So I'm interested to see if that means that Disney have made a film more for the fans this time, as opposed to for the actual critics. So maybe the critics are hating on it, but as far as Star Wars fans are concerned, it might be a good film. I don't know. I've tried to avoid spoilers. I'll probably find out, you know, tomorrow what I think of it, at least. Usually, Shana, the pound price tends to be the same number for new technologies and stuff. So if something is released in the States at $500, it's usually released in the UK at £500. And at initial glance, that sounds kind of rubbish, because the pound is usually, I believe, worth like more than the dollar, which means that you're paying more at £500 than at $500. But it's usually the case, as far as I'm aware, that the US price will not include tax, whereas the UK price does, so that makes quite a big difference. Right, so now we just have to run all around the place here, chatting to the clouds and stuff still. I think we're nearly done now, aren't we? The Panasonic 3DO was $700. Did that get into the mass market, did it, Chris? I'm not saying it didn't, I just genuinely don't know. I don't know anything about it, really. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Amado. You got to make your own opinion, haven't you? It's one of the problems, and I think, with like Rotten Tomatoes. Because in the past, you know, critics, I've learned now, critics might rate a movie very highly, and it might get like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes as positive reviews and stuff. Then you go and see the film, and you're sorely disappointed because you think it's so terrible. You just can't get your head around why the critics rated it so highly. And likewise, sometimes they'll rate a movie very poorly, and you'll go and be pleasantly surprised. So yeah, definitely just form your own opinion, really, and don't worry about anybody else. I haven't really got a foot in the race, to be honest with you, with the Star Wars movies. I used to, you know, enjoy them back in the day, when I was a teenager and stuff. But now I'll just see them really just because the kids want to see them, and I'll take them, and hopefully they'll be entertaining. If they're not, you know, it's no real skin off my nose. I don't really care, to be honest. Oh, that's interesting, Ice Cage. Yeah, it could be them. There could be a slight difference. Yeah, I don't think like the price is probably exactly identical in terms of the figures, but it's usually seems a lot more skewered to a higher price in the UK market, if that makes sense. And I just think that the tax issue tends to not fully make up for that discrepancy, but does have an impact that a lot of people forget about. Oh, it was a big failure. Okay, well, hopefully there's lessons learned from that then, Chris. Like I was saying, You can have the most spectacular piece of hardware, spectacular console in terms of specs and stuff, but if you've made it so good you have to sell it for $1,000, you're not going to sell enough. You're just not going to sell enough to get the market saturated with that console to the point where developers are going to come on board and invest however many millions it takes to make a fantastic game and put it out for sale on that console. So that's always the line that has to be found, isn't it? Making a console that's worthy of being called the next generation, but not pricing yourself out of the market so you can still get it in enough homes. Okay, yes, Red Mario, you can get the extra scene by going back to the Shinra mansion, can't you? The pretty cool scene involving Zack and Cloud, which is just set, I believe, before the beginning of the game, isn't it? And then, yep, we can go to Vincent's cave and hopefully get his weapon. Yeah, absolutely, Yum Yum. It's such a shame in many ways that the original translation for Final Fantasy VII was so poorly done. And I understand, I'm not criticising the guy that did it. And as far as I'm aware, it was literally one dude that did the entirety of the translation of the entire game. He didn't have the scenes playing out in front of him. He literally had a computer with all the dialogue with no context that he had to translate. And, you know, translating, as far as I'm aware, Japanese into English is not the easiest job in the world without context, because words can have so many different meanings. And they didn't have much time to do it. So I'm not criticising that guy. I'm criticising Square in how they just didn't plan for it in time for the release. But I think the downside to having such a poor translation for the original is that a lot of the story in this game got confusing. A lot of people didn't understand it. And it's a story that's actually a fantastic story in Final Fantasy VII, but it does take thought, it does take consideration, and having a poor translation was a big obstacle to the work that was already required in getting your head around exactly what was going on anyway. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Switch games as well tend to be more expensive, don't they? Because you have what's called the Switch tax. At least that's what it's colloquially been known as. I'm not sure what causes it, but it's a bit annoying that Switch games are very, very expensive compared to other console games. But one thing I tend to do is only buy Switch games physically. Unless it's a really good deal on a digital sale, I'll tend to get Switch games only on the physical cartridge, because they just don't seem to drop in price. So at least, you know, once you've played that game through thoroughly, you can resell it. And you tend to get most of the money back that you actually paid to buy the game in the first place. Obviously, you can't do that with a digital game. Yeah, definitely, Avery. Absolutely. Yes, that's right, Red Mario. You go through for the first scene, come out, fight 10 times, and then go back in, and then you get the weapon, don't you? We can also get the key to Sector 5. I don't know if anybody's mentioned that yet. And head back to Midgar for a couple of optional bits and bobs. So there's actually quite a bit of optional content we can do once the party has reformed. A gold chocobo can do it, Cheng. I think also so can a blue or even a green chocobo. You don't need to wait for the submarine. Obviously a black chocobo could as well. I'm pretty sure any of them can. Obviously except the standard chocobos. Yeah, absolutely, Avery. But hopefully it'll be worth it, won't it? Hopefully it will be worth it. Yeah, lots of games are getting delayed at the moment, aren't they? The Last of Us 2, Final Fantasy, what is it? What's the Final Fantasy that's coming out next year? It's coming out in January, now it's not coming out until summer, I think, or something. Is it Crystal Chronicles? Warcraft 3 Remastered has been delayed until next year now. That was due to come out this month. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a game I'm very much excited to play because I loved the first game, and that's been delayed until next year. Yeah, I don't buy them anymore, Fina, but back in the day, before the age of the internet, I used to love getting the guides with the Final Fantasy games as they came out. That not only did they help you to completely and utterly max out your experience, I found, well, not max out in the sense that we know it today, with all these W item glitches and everything that the guides were pretty much silent on. But, you know, they just gave you a fuller experience. But also, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, they made good reading material as well, just when you were on the loo. I always worry about buying second-hand video game guides. You never know where they've been read previously, do you? Hi, Chef. Oh, yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have any part to play in the next game, are they, Nicole, Vincent and Yuffie? But when they do finally show up, I suspect they probably won't be optional because they become too integral to the game, really, in the mind of many players. I mean, Vincent wasn't supposed to be an optional party member at all. He was intended to be a fully fledged party member, but they weren't able to really implement his story as well as they would have liked in the time that they had to release the game. So that's why he was cut, and I believe it was Nomura, it might have been somebody else, fought for his inclusion as an optional party member, but he was about to be cut entirely. Hey Sora, welcome to the stream. Yeah, delays aren't a bad thing if it means that they're actually, making the effort to make the experience even better. Hi Cletus, welcome to the stream. Ah, nice stuff, Sora. Are you enjoying your playthrough of Ni no Kuni? Yes, Cheng. Final Fantasy VII Remake is being released in episodes, which a lot of people are not best pleased about. It was an announcement they made a few years ago now, so I think most people, even those that didn't like the idea, have either abandoned the game because they don't like it, or have just had to come on board with it. Yeah, I'm actually planning on going to the cave first, Red Mario, because we need to get the weapon for Vincent, don't we? Yes, definitely. He did get his own game, didn't he? The Dirge of Cerberus, was it? On the PS2. I never played it myself. I wasn't really in the mood for a third-person action game at the time. Yeah. I'll tell you who's been doing good guides is... I can't think of the name of the company. They did the Ni no Kuni 2 guide. They did the Horizon Zero Dawn guide. They actually do really, really nice guides, and I cannot think. It's not Brady. It's not Prima Games. I don't even think they exist anymore. Or whoever it is, anyway. It'd be cool if they could do a guide for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Even though the information isn't really that important because you'll find it all over the internet. It's more like tradition now, isn't it, to have some nice reading material about the game that you're playing. Oh, that's interesting, Lomax, about there only being 3 characters originally, Aerith, Cloud and Barret. Yeah, I actually got the original PC guide, which was somewhat inferior to the original PlayStation guide because it was black and white as opposed to colour, which was pretty poor really, even back in 1998. But it did fix a lot of the informational errors, or where a lot of information was, you know, just missing from the original guide, including with chocobo breeding, which was very poorly done in the PlayStation guide. They did include a lot more of that in the PC guide, which came out the following year. No, it wasn't piggyback, Steve. It wasn't piggyback. Yes, we need to get the key, don't we? Right, so we'll keep Yuffie in the party for now. And Sid as well. No, we need to have Vincent, because we're going to the cave first of all. Yeah, we'll be working on Sid, don't worry. I just want to finish Yuffie off. I don't think she's... Yeah, I still need to just get her limits built up for level 2 and 3. Then we'll swap over to Sid, Tifa, and the others as well. Okay, so can we leave straight away? Yes, we can. Oh, yeah, I actually have heard about that, Lomax. I forgot about it until you mentioned it, though. About Aerith and Seth being, you know, siblings. Kind of interesting. Hey, Isaiah, welcome to the stream. In the Scottish version, Cloud is named Cloud McCloud. Oh, dear. Right, let's go ahead and save. I'll just keep to the same save file for now, since we got the curse ring. Okay, when we go and get the Sector 5 key, it's best to take Cloud, Sid, and Tifa. Interesting. Right, let's pick up the Chocobo here. Don't want to leave her behind. Ah, yeah, Future Press. I think that's it, Pri. Yeah, I think it is Future Press. Right then, so let's go over to the, if I can try and find it, the cave first of all. Should be around here. It looks a bit like this, but it's got some grass around it. Just follow this river. Nope. I've had a complete mind blank about where the heck it is. It's probably on the other continent now, my luck. I'm pretty sure there's a river that leads to it. I'm probably at the wrong flipping continent. Ah, must be. Yeah, I'm trying to find the cave. You know, we just have a complete mind blank about things. Let's have a look over here. It's probably over here. Oh, it's near Nibelheim. I'm such an idiot. Yeah, thanks for that, guys. I just saw the river and it confused me because I know it's next to a river. Right, okay, we're here. Right, I know where it is. There it is. Let's go and land. Okay, that's something to cut out of the video. Hey, Liquid. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, doing good, thanks. Yeah, thanks, guys. We've found it. Here we are. We all know that everybody's favourite character in Final Fantasy VII is Kate Sith. Oh, yeah, definitely, Isaiah. I mean, that's just common knowledge, isn't it? Yeah, thanks, guys. This is where the delay on YouTube gets really annoying. Suckfuzz beat Dark Souls 1 for the first time today. Ah, congrats. Nice job. Have you completed the other Dark Souls games? Yeah, I haven't used him all that much. To be fair though, Steve, there are some serious Kate Sith fans that join our streams. So he's not universally hated as a character, I can tell you that. I will do Red Mario, but I'll need to get through the stuff here first. So we can get both Vincent's ultimate weapon, which is the death penalty, and his chaos limit break by going through these scenes. Yes, that's right, Cheng. You're absolutely right on that. If anyone can compete with Sephiroth's evil in this game, it's Hojo, without a shadow of a doubt. Hojo just has, in my opinion, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Apart from the fact he's an awesome character, of course, that he's thoroughly entertaining. And I can't wait to see him in the remake. But in terms of the actual in-world situation, he is an absolute horrible, horrible evil person that doesn't care about anybody or anything apart from his own self and how much power he can get. A bit like Sephiroth, but more grounded in many ways because he's just more human, isn't he? Hey, One Winged Angel Sephiroth, thank you so much for the super chat. Merry Christmas in advance, Fuzz. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, One Winged Angel Sephiroth. And thank you so much for your support to the channel. You need to think outside the box a little bit, Steve. Are you, Jack? Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Nearly got the platinum, got mine years ago. Oh, congrats. Bit of a delayed congrats if you got it years ago, but well done. Yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there. We've got many of the harder trophies already, so the bigger obstacle now is probably going to be the Gill Grind. Right, okay, so before we go back in now, this is where we need to go ahead and fight 10 battles. So we just need to sort out some gear here. I haven't actually used Vincent all that much, so let's just sort out his armour first. What have we got in terms of double growth? I won't actually be using him all that much. The bunt line. Okay, that'll do. Look, the last time I used him, I gave him a silver armlet. Nothing exciting there, so let's just give him something powerful for now. Probably a dragon armlet. Yeah, sorry folks, I'm coming starting a load of your messages here. Seems to be a bit of a debate going on in chat, but I've missed the opening arguments, so I'm not sure exactly what it's about. Right, let's get Barrett transferred over, I guess, to Cloud or whatever. And then who else was it? Is it Yuffie? No, Yuffie's in the party, isn't she? Sid. Let's get Sid transferred over to Vincent. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, we're sorted. Right, so now we're going to go through 10 battles. And it's got to be exactly 10, so we'll need to count these. Right, yeah, I need to level up Yuffie's limit breaks, which is why she's currently in the party. So I'm just working on that, and then we'll move Sid back in, along with some of the other party members as well. Kefka is insane. Yeah, I haven't played Final Fantasy VI for a while. I need to play through that game again. I really do. Looks like this guy's got one of Vincent's limit breaks. Buntline is actually stronger than its attack says. What is this? This is number 3, I think, isn't it? As in the fight that we're on right now. So I've got to try and keep count of these here. So next up is number 4. Okay, number 5 next. So guys, just trying to keep count. Yeah, one of the interesting things, isn't it, about the ultimate weapons in Final Fantasy VII, they all have, like, hidden mechanics behind them as to what makes them more powerful. And some of them are just flat out crap until you actually manipulate their mechanics. Right, this is number 6. Yeah, absolutely, Blue Claws. I'm with you on that. Oh, this is Battle 7. Yeah, go for it, Lomax. It's an awesome series, actually, before you make your plug. I will actually preempt it by saying that I know you've only put the 1 episode out right now. This is number 8, by the way. But I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of it. Hi, Sir Rafin. Welcome to the stream. Right, this is number 9. Hopefully I haven't miscounted here. Hey! Nice job, Liquid. Congrats on beating the game. That's wonderful. And I'm glad the videos have been helping as well. Right, let's just heal up, shall we? I'm pretty sure we've done 9. I'm just going to wait to make sure that YouTube delay catches up and the count in chat goes to what I expect it to. We haven't got Cure at the moment, and I can't bother to equip it. Yes, I can, because I don't want to use my potions. Who was that, Vincent? Yep. Yeah, number 9. Just as I thought. So we've got one more to do. I'm not sure yet, Avery. I'm not sure how they're going to handle some of the darker parts, because there were some very dark parts in Final Fantasy VII, which they got away with because of the graphical style, the fact there's no voice acting, etc, etc. Looks like they're still going for the same rating with the remake, which is a teen rating. So it's not going to be anything too extreme. So I'm not sure, yeah, how they're going to handle some of that stuff. Right, so if we approach the throne now, or not the throne, but whatever this place is, then we get a final scene here with Vincent. I thought this was going to be a kind of demo for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but it's just the original. Oh yeah, I'd love a demo for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, all perfect. But Square are not going to be releasing one. At least they haven't announced that they are going to yet. So Let me just check that we got everything that I was supposed to get there for Vincent. If we go down to items here. Yeah, so we got the Chaos limit, which we can't learn yet because Vincent still needs to learn his other limit breaks. And we also got the death penalty, which will probably be kind of weak at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah, no worries, Jack. Yeah, trying to get the best bromance trophy is definitely the most missable, isn't it? But yeah, with a bit of preparation, you can certainly get it done. So I'm glad we got that one sorted. Once you've got the best bromance trophy, everything else is a bit of a formality. It just takes a bit of grinding. But at least it takes that weight off your mind, doesn't it? That you might miss out. Okay, so we're going to make our way over to Nibelheim next. Just to clarify, by the way, guys. Oh, yeah, thank you, Red Mario. I completely forgot about that. Red Mario has a good point. We did pick up the Apocalypse weapon for Cloud in a previous stream, didn't we? Can we do this from the exchange menu? Let's just move contain for now. Right, so Apocalypse is a fantastic weapon. Because even though it only has 3 slots, it is just one of 2 weapons in the entire game that has triple materia growth. And of course it has a nice attack on it. So Apocalypse is going to be coming in extremely useful later on. When you're going to be maxing out your all materias in order to get the guild trophy. But I also want to get lots of AP for Knights of the Round, along with some of these other awesome magics as well, which do require a lot of AP in order to level up and master. So we'll keep those in Apocalypse for the time being. Yes, fill Barrett's ultimate weapon with max Knights of the Round to do the overflow glitch. Yeah, I think you need 8 of them, which is kind of an insane number. But yeah, you can get the overflow glitch done with Barrett if you can get 8 Knights of the Round mastered and put into his weapon. Now, one thing to note about Barrett's weapon is that it requires more AP plugged into it to do more damage, but Master Summon, Master Magic and Master Command materials provide 0 AP, so just bear that in mind. But actual mastered materials themselves are okay. Right. Yes, we're off to Nibelheim now. That's our next destination, which is close by. We'll probably go for a save here as well. I'm going to get Vincent out of the party, in fact. I'm not really using him right now. I'm still trying to max out materials and stuff for Sid. So we'll continue on with that. We'll go to exchange here. Put that there. Okay, that'll do. I can't remember who's got my ribbons at the moment. I want Cloud to have one. Cloud needs a ribbon. Right, Yuffie's got one. Who's got my other ribbon? I just need to sort that out. I want to give it to Cloud. I think it might be Tifa. Could be Barrett. Well, it ain't either of those. Maybe it's Red 13. I honestly can't remember. Let's just sort this out briefly. Ah, there it is. Right, get rid of that. Okay, we'll bring Sid back in. And we'll give Cloud the ribbon. It's going to be useful going into the Shinra mansion, you see. And then we'll give the... what was the item that Red Mario, that you suggested? Was it the peace ring, Red Mario? I don't think it matters too much because we've got 2 ribbons equipped. But let's go ahead and throw the peace ring on here. Oh, we haven't got Cure now because Sid doesn't have as many materia slots. Okay, now let's save up again. Oh, dear, 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 dear. I don't think so, Lomax. You basically need to have a ton of AP. And the only way to do that is to have 8 Mastered Knights of the Round materials in his weapon. I think that's the only way you can do it. Oh yeah, Red Mario's just clarified it is peace rings. Alright then. It depends. If you're going for the digital edition, obviously you'll have to pre-order that off the PS4 store. As far as I know anyway, you can probably get it off a retailer maybe, but if you're going for the physical edition, probably just best just having a look for the best price. Because I've gone for the first class edition myself, which you can only get off the Square store, I haven't really shopped around. But normally I'd have a look at, in the UK, I'd have a look at Amazon, Simply Games, shop2.net. They tend to have pretty good prices. I think Game will probably have some exclusive content, but it tends to be a little bit pricier, which is really annoying. We need to sort out materia, don't we? Enemy skill materia, because we can get the 4 question mark enemy skill. Yes, it is, isn't it, Avery? Yes, it's going to be hilarious to see how that unfolds. Yes, it does. You're absolutely right about Tifa's piano. We've already got the elemental materia from Tifa's piano, though. But now we can go back and get Tifa's final heaven limit break, which is her final limit, I believe. Let me just check the enemy skills we're using before we go any further. Okay, I think we need 2. I'm not going to go out my way to get enemy skills on live stream, because that'll just be probably kind of annoying, but if we do get the opportunity to get them, then I will. No, I've done all that, Ben. We've done all the safe stuff. We've got Vincent in the party. Right now, we're just going back down for the optional scene that you can get at this stage in the game. Yeah, so just to clarify then, guys, as well. In terms of streaming, normally the streaming schedule, because a lot of people have been asking me about this recently. The streaming schedule that I've been going for recently, and it seems to be working well, are Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So obviously today's Wednesday we're streaming. We should be streaming again on Friday. But as many of you that have probably been watching the channel over the last few years might be starting to pick up on, I tend to take a couple of weeks off from making YouTube content over Christmas. Just to take a break so I don't get burned out. And, you know, spend more time with family and stuff. So I'll be doing the same again this year, which means that on Friday we'll be live streaming as normal. But then that's going to be the last live stream until January in the new year. I will probably put out a little bit of video content after that live stream for the next couple of days. But the channel's going to die down a lot for about a couple of weeks or so as I take some time off from YouTube. But if there's any like really cool information that comes out about the remake, I'll probably, you know, make videos on that stuff. But other than that, I probably won't be seeing you folks until the new year. Yeah, we've been going for about a month and a half, I think, Ben, on this game, live streaming and stuff. So we have got quite a bit done now. We're really pushing through to the end. The original aim was to make sure that we got the Platinum for Final Fantasy VII before the remake comes out in March. And I think we're well on track to do that. Oh, that's interesting about maxing Barrett out. So only needing 4 Mastered Knights of the round. Oh, that's cool, Red Mario. So we can get ribbons at this stage. We only actually need one more ribbon right now. Christmas present video. Oh. Yeah, I think so, Shana. I think so. Nothing really, Michael. We're not going away. Oh, we are going away actually to see family. I feel terrible now. I hope they're not watching. We are going away to see family after Christmas. So I think the day after Boxing Day. Going away for a couple of days down towards Kent, which is south of where we live. So I'll be staying there for a couple of days, spending some time with family. And then back up. Still in December, I believe, for just having a home New Year's Eve. I don't do anything New Year's Eve. I used to, but I'm too old now. I don't ever go to any parties or anything. So I just put the feet up and watch the fireworks on TV at midnight. Ice cream for breakfast, Cletus. That's the life, isn't it? Yeah, so this is a cool scene. This is effectively, this scene, a prequel to the game, isn't it? Like, it finishes pretty much where the game not exactly begins from, but very close to that point. Yeah, that's good to know about the ribbons, Red Mario. I used to love that song, Lomax, One Winged Angel, and I still do like it, but I think I've just heard it enough now. But I can't wait to hear it remixed and what they do with it in the remake. But when I first heard that song back in the day, it blew me away. I'd never heard music like that in a video game before. The one thing that disappointed me with the One Winged Angel track is that the first time I experienced it was when I played through Final Fantasy VII with my uncle on his PlayStation back in 1997 when it came out. When it came out for PC, I didn't have a PlayStation at the time, the following year, and I picked the game up, of course, as soon as it came out. I got through to the final boss, and it didn't play that song. At least it played, but without any of the choral singing, and that's because they included just a host of terrible MIDI files instead of the original PlayStation score. I don't know what possessed them to do that. It was utterly atrocious, but that was the situation. And I was severely disappointed. Really let down by that. Certainly hope that the remake expands upon Zack's role. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so, Michael. The only thing is I don't know how they're going to do it. Because the whole story with Zack is supposed to be a secret, isn't it? At least, as you go journey throughout Midgar, we're not supposed to know anything about Zack, apart from perhaps very slight hints that Aerith perhaps drops from time to time, without even really mentioning him by name. So, I don't know if Square are going to want to really reveal too much about Zack during the Final Fantasy VII Remake next year, which takes place solely around that Midgar section of the original game. But they might take a different approach. They have done with Sephiroth, that's for sure. In the original Final Fantasy VII, you don't even get a whiff of knowing what Sephiroth even looks like during Midgar. Not until you have the flashback sequence in Calm. Whereas, obviously, in the remake, we're going to be seeing him, it seems, all over the place. Yes, Dan, we're just doing some of the optional stuff now that Cloud's rejoined the party. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Right now, Poopin, I actually am enjoying the live streaming. I still enjoy doing pre-recorded, uploaded content as well, but there's definitely something about interacting with you guys in chat as I play. So I've got a bit of a mix going on now, haven't I? Of live streaming a game and then doing pre-recorded uploads of it at the same time, covering various bits of content. And it seems to be working well, so I haven't refined this concept by any stretch of the imagination. I've still got, you know, a learning curve in how to progress with this kind of content. But I'm enjoying it at the moment, so I'll probably be sticking to it for the time being and seeing how we can refine it going forward. It's a shame in many ways that a lot of the really important scenes in Final Fantasy VII are completely missable. You can go through the entire game without ever experiencing them. Oh, Dan, he did. That's it, look at that. Cloud gets all his memories back and doesn't even bat an eyelid that his friend has just been butchered. At least, in Cloud's mind, that's a new memory. But let's just carry on, eh? Yes, there was a patch, Arbushy. It was a minor patch according to the update notes. I did mention this at the start of the stream, but for those that have joined. If you go to update history here, you can see it. 1.02. It fixed a bug with the music. A bug which seemingly has plagued many a Final Fantasy re-release recently. And also various minor bugs, which they can't be bothered to give us any details of. But a few people have worried that that means that they've stopped the umbrella trick from working at the Gold Saucer. I guess we can test that out at some point. Red Mario says bring in Sid and Tifa. Thank you, Poopin. Appreciate that. What's the enemy that casts the limit break, by the way? Can anybody remember? I haven't got manipulate. I'm not going to bother with enemy skills right now, in fact. Let's just go ahead and get through the battles. Okay, so we're going to head over to Nibelheim next. And we'll see what we can do about getting Tifa's limit break stuff done. Yeah, very true, Scott. Very true. Got a pretty decent sword. By the way, one of the things that I think is going to be happening in the remake is that there's going to be a lot of lore set up for the various weapons and stuff that you can find in the game. Now, we get some of that, of course, in the original Final Fantasy VII with the Buster Sword. It has its own story behind how Cloud gets to access it and what have you that we've just, you know, witnessed and stuff. But many of the other weapons, for example, that Cloud would get have no story, do they? They're just there lying about, you pick them up or do something to get them, and nothing's ever said about them. But I don't believe that's going to be the case in the remake. I think there's going to be a lot of story tied to all of the items that you can pick up, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so, yeah, Lomax mentioning his video there. I checked that out earlier, and I'm going to be certainly using the information from it once we get the W item material. It's a fantastic video, Lomax. Very, very detailed on the W item glitch. I'd encourage you guys to check out Lomax's video. And subscribe to his channel as well, because he's got more in that series coming out. And it is very impressive, I've got to say. Right then, what are we doing next? Oh yeah. Going into the, I've come out of Nibelheim. We actually just want to sort the party out here for a moment. Yeah, we need to get the key. You're right, we do need to get the key from Bone Village. Yeah, some of this I'll probably do videos on as well, rather than just worrying about getting it all done on the live stream, if that makes sense. Probably keep Tifa in the party for a little bit. And we'll save. Right, I always get the flipping houses confused in this place. Okay, this is where we need to be. Oh, yeah, I thought it was Lomax, the ones with weighted scales. They're not, are they jerseys, are they, Lomax? I think they're the jerseys, if I'm remembering. Or was that one of the others? Yeah, definitely, Fina. There's some intense Final Fantasy VII knowledge on these streams. There really is. Oh, sorry, I missed your message there. Fuzz, have you ever played Crisis Core? I have, actually. I played it back in the day on PSP. It was many a year ago now for me, though, so I don't remember it all that much, I'll be honest with you. But yes, I did. I played it, and I enjoyed it. It was a good game. I do wish that Square would re-release it. I'd love to go through it again. On PS4 or something. They could remaster it. I'm surprised they haven't with the Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out. Thought they might have tried to hype that up with some extra Final Fantasy VII content. Right, I've got the code up here from the wiki. Why did it play a thing then? Was it supposed to do that? I don't want to make sure I messed that up. Okay, no, it shouldn't have done that. I'll go through the code with you in a sec. Okay, so the code is cross, square, triangle, R1 plus triangle together, R1 plus square, cross, square, triangle, R1 plus cross, circle, then cross, then square, then cross. I'll make sure to jot it down in the description as well at some point. Right, so there we have it, the final heaven, which is Tifa's ultimate limit break. And look, she gets to practice it even before she's learned it. Yeah, definitely Dark Swordsman. Like I say, I'm very surprised they haven't. Are you? It would have been a good way of helping to promote the upcoming remake, wouldn't it? A nice remastered release of Crisis Core. Right, so we're caning through the optional content here, aren't we? Play Jingle Bells for us. I wouldn't have a clue, Steve. I've never... Some people are really OP at that piano, but I'm not so musically inclined, and trying to use the PS4 controller to play Jingle Bells would be a painful experience. So, we've got a couple of choices. We can make our way over to the Gold Source, so there's a few things we can do there. We can head over to Bone Village. The most important thing that we want to get from Bone Village is the key to Sector 5. Which I believe can appear in various places. Is that right, is it? We'll try for it, shall we? I'll probably just go for a few attempts. If it doesn't work, then I'll just do it off stream and show it to you guys afterwards. Okay, you can actually choose the I forgot option. Yeah, by the time you guys were asking me to play all manner of disgusting tunes on that thing, I'd already left, thanks to the YouTube delay. It saved me. So yeah, apologies for that. Right, we're going to make our way to Bone Village then, which I just have done, and we'll see if we can get the key to Sector 5. It can be in one of 3 possible locations where the lone guy is digging. Yeah, that's that fella here, isn't it? It can also be up on the top, can't it? Right, can we search all 3 locations at once, can we? Or do we have to do it all together? Right, okay. Yeah, I've got the locations, Red Mario. Thanks for that. Yeah, there's 2 locations up here. I'm just thinking, do we have to just guess which location it is? Because it can be in 3 locations, you see. Or can we do it all together? Yeah, you can certainly get the item. And you have to choose normal items, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, oh, you have to choose one at a time. Okay, so we have to choose normal treasure for the key, as Dan reminds us. Okay, so let's start then, shall we? By putting some staff into position here. It's around here, so if we just put a few staff around. Then they should point into the right location for us. Yeah, you can only bother... you don't bother with it until this 3. You can only search 1 item at a time, though. Yeah. I think it's about here. But the problem is... there's only a 1 in 3 chance. Does it change, is what I want to know. If it's not in this location, does that mean it's definitely one of the others? Or can it still be in this location? Or is it like fixed per game, per save file or whatever? So let's have a look up here, shall we? Have a look around the black spot. I think it can appear there. This is one of the 3 locations. Let's speed things up. It's different for every playthrough. Okay. So hopefully they'll point to the black spot. Well, let's just slow things down a bit, shall we? Alright. Yeah, you can only get some things like... Is it W item materia on disc 3 along with Bahamut 0? Right, we've got the key to Sector 5. So the only other thing that we're really interested in now would be elixirs. But I'm not really fussed about those. So anything else like the Phoenix materia, W item, that's all stuff that you can get in other places. So we won't really care about getting that here either. I don't think you can get the W item materia, to be honest with you, from Bone Village if you pick the one up in Midgar anyway. So. Oh, yeah, it's like a mop or something, isn't it? Is that right? Is it a mop? Or is that only disc? Let's have a look. I thought that might have only been disc 3. But, yeah, I think Sheng's got a point. I think you can get it, actually, even now. I guess it would be a good treasure, wouldn't it? Let's try around here. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, if you get Bahamut Zero, obviously, from Rocket Town, you don't need to get it then from here. Which you couldn't do until Disc 3 anyway. I didn't even mean to put that guy in. Hi, David. Welcome to the stream. Oh, yeah, good idea, Shana. We will need to save. I don't think the mops spawned here because it would be over here if it had. And they're looking here. Oh, well. Yeah, I want to test that, Red Mario, because it's possible it's been fixed. Dear, dear, dear. The mop would be classed as a good treasure, wouldn't it? Maybe it's not possible until Disc 3. Oh, you can buy the mop, can you? Okay, we'll give it one more go then. But it's good for cleaning up the high wind, isn't it, really? Okay, we'll give it one more go. Ah, we got it already. Yeah, I feel dumb now. The game's like, sorry, you've started, you've got to finish. You can't, Dan. You can't get it until Disc 3. The only place to get it in Disc 2 is from Midgar, at which point it stops becoming available from Bone Village. So we will not be getting the W item materia in Bone Village at all. Just rushing through here. Yeah, got all those items. So I wanted to get that potion you see there, guys. That's what it was. Right, we'll make our way over to the gold saucer. Yeah, still optional stuff to do, you see. We can actually ride our chocobo now as well, can't we? Ooh, that's exciting. That's very exciting. We can race it. Right, let's save. Okay, guys, I'm actually going to finish the stream here. And we'll pick up again on Friday. Thanks, Scotty, for subbing. Hey, James. On top of my Christmas list, game is probably going to be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I was going to get it earlier on in the year, but I knew I wouldn't have time to play it. So I thought I'd get it as a joint present for myself and the kids. So that's what we've done, and I'm looking forward to playing it. Loving all the new remake stuff that Square's been released. I know they're teasing us, aren't they, David? Properly teasing us. Yeah, I can't wait. And it's 2.5 months away. It's going so fast. Okay, so streaming then, guys. We've got Friday coming up. Same time, same place. And that's it then for streaming until the new year. But I will try and put a little bit of video content out before breaking up fully for the Christmas period. So I'll take about 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks away. Just to spend time with family. Just to, you know, not get burned out on YouTube. Which I'm not, by the way. I just want to stress that. I'm not getting burned out. But the best way not to get burned out is to make sure you preempt any, you know, potential burning situations by taking breaks before that even becomes a factor. So that's what I tend to do around Christmas. It works for me every year, and I'll continue on with that tradition. Oh, yeah, I know, I've heard about that, Yum Yum. I'll have to see how I get on with it. Hopefully there's an easy mode. But, yeah, that's fine, Lomax. Yeah, check out Lomax's video on the W item glitch, because by golly, that is a good video. It really is. It really is. Yeah, that's a shame, David. But it's kind of you to drop by and grace us with your presence to say hello. Even if it is for a brief moment, it's very much appreciated. Yeah, see you later, Viral. Thanks for stopping by. Chris, take care, dude. Yeah, no worries, Lomax. Yep. So I'm pretty confident we'll get the Platinum Trophy for Final Fantasy VII Original before the remake comes out next year. Will we get the Platinum for the remake? I have no idea. I suppose it depends how difficult they make those trophies. But I'll certainly give that a go as well. Alright then guys, well that's it. I think we've wound down now. I'm going to end the stream. Have a wonderful day. I'm off to see Star Wars tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And I won't spoil it for you when I see you again on Friday. But still, I might have to just at least mention it if I'm hyped up over it, or if I'm disappointed in it. So just be aware of that. I know a lot of you are wanting to watch that film, you know, knowing nothing going in. So, yeah, take care, everyone. Appreciate all the interaction in chat today. It's been fun. And if I don't get to see you before Christmas, some of you might not be able to make the stream on Friday, then have a great time with your family and friends. And I'll see you in the new year, hopefully. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you on Friday if you can make the stream. Goodbye.